welcome again to Money Talks with me, 𝗍𝗫𝗍𝗍 from eToro. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how to make passive income from eToro with 3 simple methods, so that you too can understand the potential of eToro for passive income. Now, this is not income without work, it's just income that you get without working. At the moment, eToro makes me $300 per month on top of the money that I make from investing. And that's with me doing very little on top of what I would already be doing. Plus, if my investing goes well, this can go much, much higher. Now, to be fair, I am someone that does a lot of research into stocks and shares. So if you're someone that does research into stocks and shares as well, this could be absolutely brilliant for you. However, even if you're not someone that knows lots about stocks and shares, there's still information in this video that you can find useful. However, this is a great way to turn your investment account not just into a savings account for the future, but a salary. While also on top of this, helping other people grow their wealth also. I want this to be one of 2 videos, which I wish I had when I began trading on eToro 8 years ago. So the second video that I'm going to make next week is going to be for people that are perhaps already popular investors or are on path to becoming popular investors, been trading on the platform a while and just looking to take the next step. So that will have more technical information about what you need to do to your profile. This is going to be more of a beginner focused one, but again, there's something for everyone here, I think. If you want to be notified when that goes live, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers by Christmas, so if you do subscribe, that would be really helping me out. Thank you so much. Back to the video. Also, by the way, if you're not an eToro trader at all yet and you haven't signed up to the platform, there's a link in the description. What separates eToro from other platforms is, instead of just allowing users and people to buy stocks and shares, users on eToro can share information in their due diligence directly beneath the stocks that they are trading. So when a market is really volatile, I often find that the insight on the eToro feed can actually be better than the information that I try and find in the times of volatility on Google. And there's often someone that's been to the investor relations page, or they found an article somewhere niche, and what they'll do is they'll share it there on the feed. Another great thing about having a feed on the stocks and getting your information from there is if you find information that you find really useful, but there's perhaps something about it you don't understand, well, you can then comment on these people's information and ask them questions. And so that's something you really don't get when you're commenting on a news article. You don't then get to write to the author and say, how about this? Have you thought about this? And the author will certainly not then comment back to you to get in the right information and to understanding the facts. So you find a really interesting, useful, insightful comment. This person clearly knows the stock well. The really cool thing you can now do is then click on their profile and go to their trading page. So if you see a comment that I put on eToro, you can click on my profile and you can go to my stats page and you can see how I've performed for several years. So in my profile, you can see my statistics, and if you click for more information, you can see all my trading all the way back to when I started on eToro in 2015. And so even if my portfolio is down this year, what you can do is you can see in the past years all of my performance over time, and you can weigh up on balance whether I am a good trader over time or a poor trader over time. So this leads me on nicely to the first way that you can make passive income on eToro as a beginner investor. Basically, if you're on the platform and you see someone's gains and you decide that you want to mimic their trading activity, it's crazy easy to do. The first place you can find these people is if you go to the discovery page. You can actually search them by various attributes, so volatility and growth. Just bear in mind that if you go for someone with big growth, there's a high chance that they'll also be very volatile. So anyone that can make 100% in 1 year is likely going to have periods of time where their portfolio drops around 50%. So just be wary of that. If you want something with more stable growth, say 10% growth per year, then it's going to be someone with much less volatility. But then you are just going to get mediocre gains. However, the other way to find people, if the discovery page doesn't work for you, is that you can just go around, you can go talking on eToro, and if you see a post that you like is very knowledgeable and you click on their profile and you like their statistics, well, then you can copy someone that way. You can just pick someone based on how good they are at sharing information. I think this is a great way to copy people, because I think it's good to be copying people that are educational, that are educating you as to why the portfolio, why these stocks are moving in a certain way. To copy these people, all you've got to do is you've got to click on their name and then go to their profile and then just click copy in the top right corner. Now, you can copy someone with as little as $100, I think, but I do recommend that you copy someone with more money than that. I recommend copying with around $1,000, at least to begin with, and you can add to this position But the reason I suggest that is some of their positions on a lot of copiers, sometimes they have positions that are less than 1% of their portfolio. I personally like to have only large positions in my portfolio, but if your person you're copying has small positions, if you copy them with anything less than £1,000, there's a chance that you won't pick up all of their trading positions. And so, yeah, definitely try and copy with more than £1,000. Now, another thing to note is when you copy someone, unlike when you invest in a hedge fund, this money remains yours. It's in your account. So you can close this anytime. If you were to invest in me, let's say, I never get access to your money. It goes down as my assets under management, but there is absolutely no way I can touch it. You can close your position whenever you like and withdraw that money, and I have no control over your position. Now, it's up to you who you copy on this platform, but I do have a few tips for picking the right people. Now, rule number one, I think this is crucially important. That's why it's rule number one, is you should get used to reading these people's bios, and if they have one, their pinned post. That's the post on their newsfeed that's right at the top. You should have a little pin in the corner, and people typically put lots of information in these bios and these pinned posts about their investment strategy, as well as how much you should copy them with, and perhaps information into what things they like to buy and why they're buying them. One of the main reasons you might want to read this is perhaps you want to avoid something like crypto, and this person likes to invest in crypto, or perhaps you want exposure to crypto because you know very little about it and you've heard interesting things. Well, this person might know lots about crypto and love investing in it, and then you can copy them based on that. Number two, only look for people who have been trading for a minimum of 3 years on the platform. Now, you can of course copy whomever you like, but I think it's really important that you find out that the person you are copying is not just having a fluke year. Ideally, you'll be looking for people that have been trading for at least 5 years, because that will help you on point number 3. Now, what is point number 3? Number 3 is calculating their compound annual growth rate. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, eToro doesn't actually give you the compound annual growth rate for each popular investor on the platform, but there is a relatively simple way to calculate it. So I do recommend doing this. All you need to do is take the annual growth percentages from each year and put them into a formula here. Then times all of these figures together. Now, what you have here is the growth from when they started investing on eToro to where they are now. Now we need to take this growth, divide it by 1, and then put it to the power of 1 over the number of years trading. Then all that's left to do is times all of that by 100, and that'll give you their compound annual growth rate, so you can better compare it to things like the S&P 500 or Berkshire Hathaway. So why do you want to do this? Well, there's a pretty good reason. For example, Berkshire Hathaway, possibly the greatest investment company of the last 100 years, has had multiple instances where the shares dropped by 50%, sometimes even more. Charlie Munger says that if you're not prepared to watch your stocks fall by half in value, then you deserve the mediocre gains you will receive. What you're looking for is the best people to copy over the long term, not the people that are doing that well that month or that year. Second, the main thing you're going to want to do to get passive income in eToro is become a popular investor. This is how I make my $300 a month, and it's really simple if you've already been trading on the platform for 2 or 3 years and have built your own strategy. Becoming a popular investor means you have the potential to have people copying you. If you have copiers and you become a popular investor, that means you get money from eToro based on your assets under management. The more AUM you have, the more you can make per month. If you become a popular investor, the absolute best way to grow your AUM is to increase the value of your portfolio. At first, this may seem obvious, but I look around and I see so many popular investors just trying to encourage people, new people on the platform to copy them, rather than focusing on their portfolio. I really do think that overly focus on trying to get new copiers damages the potential gains of your portfolio, and increasing those assets under management is definitely the best way to get more passive income from eToro. But also, if you're someone who's copying a popular investor, if you've done my compound annual growth rate and you've found someone that makes money year on year on year, it's likely that they already have a focus on growing their assets under management this way, and you can rest assured that they are heavily incentivized to grow your portfolio. For example, in my position with my assets under management, if I grow my assets under management by 100%, it's like I doubled the amount of copiers I had. I believe that the best way to focus on growing my wealth is to focus on growing other people's wealth. Now, in order to be accepted by eToro as a popular investor, a few things in the way that you structure your portfolio and your landing page can absolutely maximize your chances of being accepted by eToro as a popular investor. So next week, my video is going to be more on those little expert tips on how to get accepted into the eToro Popular Investor Program. And after I implemented these, it was only about a month and then I got accepted into the eToro Popular Investor Program. Okay, so you want to become a popular investor and you haven't done a single day's trading yet. Well, there's one important way that you can begin your passive income journey on eToro. This leads me nicely into point number 3. Develop your strategy. Having an investment strategy is far more important than what stocks you pick. Contrary to what you might read on Reddit, bad investments are not what stocks you pick, but what price you pay for them. Now, there are many ways to develop a strategy, but the absolute best way, start with a small amount of money and learn from the best. So what you can do is you can just put on $250 and try and grow that to $300. If that goes well, then you can add some more money. However, if you lose that, there's little harm done. One of the reasons I suggest this is because you will fall on your face sometimes when you're just beginning your investment journey. The stock market is generally priced quite well. Everything is either over or undervalued, but not by a hell of a lot. There's only a few really big pricing mistakes in the market, and even if you do manage to buy a stock where the price is wrong, you have to wait until the rest of the market realizes this. This is why you don't make money when you buy a stock, you make money when you hold them. So when you're starting to build your strategy, I recommend looking for a strategy where you can lower your risk and increase your value of your positions. Your main goal, generally speaking, is to have a higher compound annual growth rate than the S&P 500. Now, if you really want to find something to help you with a foundation investment strategy, what I really recommend reading is Benjamin Graham's The Intelligent Investor. There'll be a link to this in the description. Benjamin Graham also taught Warren Buffett, the greatest investor of all time, and is the Bible for modern value investing strategy. Even if you try and copy the strategy in this book, like for like, I guarantee that along the road, you'll find your own investment strategy. And who knows, perhaps you'll become the next Warren Buffett. I'm really excited for you guys if you do follow this advice, because this will mean that you are moving away from just buying things that you hear about in the news to buying things that you believe in and will hold for a really long period of time and will really grow your wealth. That's the point of this video. Once you invest in really good businesses and you build up a really good portfolio, you'll be able to stop working and still have income. Other people will be growing your wealth for you and society will benefit from your investments. Right guys, I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and please, if you found this video useful and you want to see next week's video with the tips on how to become a popular investor, get accepted by the program, all you got to do is subscribe. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I really don't think it will be that hard because so many of you have been signing up lately. But yeah, if you could help me out, that would be so great. Thank you very much. Goodbye.